So we're here today at the Danish Embassy for an Associate Parliamentary Design and Innovation Group discussion on designing policy. So the idea that you can involve design thinking and design processes in coming up with better public policy and also in reshaping public services. We're very happy to be welcoming Christian Bason, who is the director of MindLab, which is a Danish innovation unit almost that sits inside government and advises government departments on design. So hopefully it's going to be a really interesting afternoon.
Well, it's been a really interesting discussion here at the Danish Embassy today. Christian Bason from MindLab talked for a while about their practice in Denmark. He started off by talking about how, sort of taking it right back to first principles, that actually anyone who's trying to change something for the better could in fact be designing, and that if you consciously recognise the fact that you're designing, then that enables you to bring certain tools into play that you might not otherwise. And in fact that was actually reflected by something that Jill Rutter from the Institute for Government, which is based here in the UK, said, which is that government is actually designing all the time, but just not consciously, and therefore sometimes quite amateurishly. One thing I think that UK government and policymakers could really learn from what MindLab are doing in Denmark is the fact that you really need to push back actually into the policy-making process. This isn't just about frontline services, which are often much more tangible, but moving right back into sort of much more theoretical policy-making processes and changing the way that happens so that you're identifying the correct problem and right at that level, even when it's much more theoretical, thinking about your users, thinking about people's lived experiences of policies, and then that inevitably will sort of trickle down into things that get delivered on the ground. So really grateful to Christian from MindLab for coming and sharing his expertise with us. Really grateful to all of our panellists for doing the same. And this has been an incredibly useful session actually for inputting into the Design Commission's research project, Redesigning Public Services, and will sort of form a key part of the evidence base for that project.